We can ask ourselves, what happens if I don't put an X? What happens if I keep it in my pocket? What won't come out?
Okay, you've held the introduction. Again, my name is Anthony Ochuko, so I'm going to be your host tonight. Today's webinar is all about the job search, how you can maximize the Middle East and every other countries of the world, right? So why this seminar or why this webinar? The reason for this webinar is that you will be able to be informed, okay? Because lack of adequate information can lead to bad decision making. So if you do not have a lot of information, there is the tendency that the decision that you are going to be making in the future, they are going to be really, really bad. And at the end of the day, you begin to regret it. So that is one of the reasons for this seminar tonight, okay? And another reason for this seminar is that to save you time and money. Time is very, very precious. Time is something that you cannot actually get. Once you lose time, there is no way you'll be able to get it back. So time is a what? Is a precious asset. And also money as well. Money is something that if you lose it, you lose it. Before you can get it back, it might take quite some time. So one of the reasons for this seminar is to save you time and money, okay? Another thing is that it will save you from being scammed by some travel agents out there. A lot of people who need money, who will do anything to make sure that they collect money from you. But the knowledge, information that you'll be able to get from this seminar will help you to make sure that you don't get into the hands of all these bad agents out there, right? Another reason for this seminar is that to help you with the required skills in the application of your job search on your own while you are using the free online tools that are available online. So that is another thing. So to equip you with the right equipment in order for you to do it on your own, you don't need to be running to an agent who's going to scoop you with, with a rigorous amount of money, right? So this is one of the reasons for this seminar. Now, on this training, we're going to be focusing on the GCC region. So when I talk about the GCC region, I'm talking about the Gulf Cooperation Council, which include the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Bahrain. These 6 countries comprises of the GCC region, right? So we're going to be talking how to, how to maximize the opportunity which these countries they present to us. So a lot of people will, I know some of us will be like, why should I be considering GCC when we have Canada, we have UK, we have other European countries? Why should I be considering GCC, right? Why GCC in the first place? I can say that GCC is one of the places that anyone can actually relocate to from his own country without a lot of stress. When I mean a lot of stress, you tend to, the things that you're going to do, apart from just submitting your documentation, you don't really have anything to do other than just looking for the job. Search for the job, do your interview, and you will be called upon, right? And the next, so we're going to be looking at some of the reasons why we decide to let's exploit the GCC market. One reason is that getting a job offer is quite easy when it is compared to other European countries, right? So that is one of the reasons. And you don't need to visit any of the GCC countries' embassy in your home country to get visa approval. If you want to go to America now, or maybe you want to go to a place like UK or any other area, you have to visit their embassy so that you can get interviewed. But when it comes to the GCC region, that doesn't happen, okay? Another thing is that you don't need to pay any money to employers to process your visa. They are the one who will process your visa for you. But unlike some Western or US, they will give you a job offer, but you will still be the one to process your visa yourself, pay the money for visa application and the rest of them. But in this case, it doesn't happen like that. And even take less than 30 days to get visa approval. If you've traveled to these places before, you know what I'm talking about. And one thing that one must also have in mind is that the new employer will even book your flight ticket. And even upon when you get to your employer's country, the GCC country, whether it is Oman, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, there's an accommodation already waiting for you that you move in. So you don't stress yourself when it comes to all those things, right? Another thing is that it is a tax-free country for every expatriate. But if you go to other European countries, I'm not saying that you can't go to European countries, it's good, you can go there. But GCC can actually set a platform for you to move to those places so that you can get properly prepared in terms of finances, in terms of the right mindset and the rest of it. So it's a tax-free country where one can actually take advantage of, right? So like I said the GCC country, they have like 6 countries in the GCC, in the Gulf Cooperation, which include the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait, this country. And they have similarity. The similarity is that they are all included among the 18 Middle East countries of the world. They are Arabic-speaking countries. Their labor laws are quite similar. There is no much difference between their labor laws. Okay, official language is usually Arabic, and their religion is Islam. Okay, their religion is Islam. Their religion is Islam, and the economy is mainly from oil, except for Dubai and Bahrain, which is known for tourism, right? So yeah, so basically that is the similarities between the GCC country. Now, if you want to go to this GCC country or you want to get a job as a beginner, how do you start your job search as a beginner? How do you start your job search as a beginner? The first thing that you need to do is that you need a good resume. I use that word, a good resume. There are a lot of resume out there, fancy resume and everything, but you need a good resume. A good resume must have the most important content inside the resume. Your resume is one-way ticket that will take you to the interview panel. If anyone have all the experience, whether you have first class or professional certificate, and you lack a good resume, that person will remain job hunting. So without a good resume, it is very, very difficult for one to land a job, whether in the GCC region or any part of the world. Okay, and this is the information that I'm going to be giving you to in this training tonight. Okay. Now, when you talk about resume, like if there is a job that is being posted out there, whether it's on LinkedIn or Google, any platform that you see a job, a lot of people are applying for that job, right? And when a lot of people apply for it, you see that a job, you see that 200 people have applied for that job, 300 people have applied for that job. But how many positions is actually available for that job? Probably maximum position that will be available for that role might be just maybe 10. But 200 to 300 people has applied for it, or even 5 is available. But 300 or 200 people has applied for that job already. Now, there is a system that has been created by this company, which is called the Applicant Tracking System, ATS. So what the Applicant Tracking System does is to narrow the people who have the required keywords, the required experience, the things that have been mentioned in the job description. It will narrow into only those people who are highly ranked. So if you check the first one here, it says go to the market. All applicants have been received. All manner of CVs have been received. Number 2, you see, I say all applications that are sustainably qualified, passed or failed. That is number 2. And number 3, applications scored and ranked. Now, how are you going to find yourself in the highest ranked in the application process? How do you find yourself there? The only way for you to find yourself is those people who actually have a good resume. And I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to be showing you how you can actually prepare yourself to be ranked among the top 3 or the top 5 people that will be needed for that job. Okay, I'm going to be showing you. Like we said resume. So I'm going to be showing you the difference between this resume. You are seeing them on the screen right now, right? If you can see them on the screen. If you cannot see anything on the screen, please type on this that you can't see my screen. But I am very sure that you can see my screen, right? Okay. If you look at both resume here, you will discover that the first thing I'm seeing, like the one on my right, it says name, which is okay, nationality. If anybody want to remove you as a result of where you come from, that would be the first thing. Okay, and marital status. The marital status of this person is said married. Probably they don't need someone who is married on that job. I don't think there is a need for that. You have to remove that. Visa, language, all of these things, no need for it. Just remove them. Okay, so these are the kind of things that someone who kind of have another intention, okay, or who is selecting people based on marital status, based on nationality, can actually use all of these criteria. Now, the first thing that should be on your CV should be the relevant things, which are your profile, your core skill, right? These are the things that should be on your CV when this ATS, this applicant tracking system, is trying to filter your resume. Okay, so these are the things that should be on your CV. Then next, if you look at this side of this resume, on the left side, it states the work experience. Okay, the work experience. And if you look at the CV on the right side, it's not stating work experience, rather it's telling us where he's working. It says currently I'm working with Blue Water's resident as blah, blah, blah supervisor. I'm working with Dubai Parks, blah, blah, blah. I work as housekeeping. He's not telling us the things that you are doing, okay, in a particular organization. That is how your CV that is how a CV or a resume is supposed to be. The relevant things, okay, the things that you have achieved in percentage, you can quantify them if possible. These are the things that you need to pick out. And before you do all of these things, every of your resume should be tailored to the job that you are applying to. As at that time, you have actually gone through the job description, everything that is required, so that you'll be able to include the relevant keywords into your resume. I'm going to be showing you at the end of this presentation. Let's move. The same thing. If you come to the one on my left, okay, you see that like the things that this person is actually doing is not highlighting the things properly. Of course, there is a point here. This type of CV can actually be presented to someone by hand, someone who knows you. Like if I know the person, I can just take it. I'm not going to be looking at what is in the CV, but because I've known this person before, he has experience, I will just go ahead and hire this person. But in order for you to be successful in the ATS method, you cannot present a CV like this. Okay, so your CV needs to have the relevant information which is necessary to push you to the top 5 of the applicant system. Okay, now skills and interest, achievement needs to be mentioned on your resume. If you look at this person, if you look at the first one over here, you will see that this person is mentioning leadership, team working, peace building. All of these things, they are supposed to be on bullet points. But if you come to these other ones, areas of experience, the way this person put it here, you can see say strategic sales and marketing, customer relationship management. Like you have to put them in a bullet point and brief. But this one, the person will just, whoever is looking at this or the system will just filter it and dump it, on the trash can or the trash bin, whatever the system, how they organize the system. Okay. The next section of the CV shall be your education and qualification. Whatever qualification that you have, put them, mention the year which you obtain those qualification or trainings, certification, mention them. If you have a first class, it's okay to mention it. The places that you have your trainings, whatever training it might be, mention them. Okay. Same thing goes to when you are applying online, because all of these, all those trainings that are here, because when you are going through the job description, they have mentioned the qualification, the people that is required. So when your CV has the information that is on the job description, your CV has them, automatically you are putting yourself in a great position. Okay, I believe we are learning something from this presentation. Now, when you are writing your CV, you must tailor your CV, like I've said before. You must tailor your CV to each job advert. You cannot use one particular CV for different jobs. For example, you are applying for sales, you use one CV. You are applying for facility management, you use that same CV. You are applying for whatever kind of role, you are using that same CV. No, you have to go through the job description and know and make sure that your CV is aligned with the job description. Okay. Number two, keep your CV short and simple. I advise people, your CV should not be maximum 3 page, maximum 3 page. I advise for 2 pages, but if you are having a 3 page of resume, let your resume, the first 2 page have the relevant information, and the third page should just have whatever that is there. But the first 2 page should have the relevant information. It's very, very important. Okay, so you must only include the relevant information and clearly state your achievement and how you achieved it. Some resume that you see, they just mention, I work in social place, I do this, that, but they don't mention how they achieved it, their achievements. What are the process they put in place to achieve it? There has to be measurable achievement. Quantify them if possible. Use percentage. These are the things that the ATS should be able to filter when they are, when they are filtering the resumes that is being submitted. Okay, and be honest in your resume. Be honest in your resume. Another thing that is also taking people out is what we call the cover letter. There are a lot of people when you are sending your CV, by email, there are some application portal that will require a cover letter. Put a cover letter inside. Some people don't just put, they just write. I've seen somebody who sent an email and the cover letter just said, kindly find my application. Thank you, sir. That is not a cover letter. Your cover letter should have some relevant information that has to do with your job itself, the kind of things that you have done, the things that you have achieved, percentages in 1 page of cover letter. So paragraph 1, who are you? How did you find the application? Probably you find the application on LinkedIn or any job platform. You mention it. In paragraph 2, 3 to 4 sentences, summary of your knowledge, your skill, your experience. That should be what should be inside. Okay. And in paragraph 3, what's your magic? What connects you to the job industry? Because you've actually you have researched. In this case, you have researched the company and you know that this is what has connected you. That is why you are applying. Okay. And your last one should be call to action. My resume and my qualification that you have, you've put inside. So that's what it's called call to action. Your resume and your certificate attached. Please kindly find my attached resume and my certificate for further details. Looking forward to hearing from you. That's your call to action at the last paragraph. Okay. So it is very, very important that your resume must be attractive. Take, for example, this is a sample cover letter. As a goal-driven graduate of economics with an interest in joining your team to accomplish relevant goals, I would like to apply for the advertised position on a data analyst intern in your organization. I'm interested in working in your organization because of the nature of your service, which is centered on providing management consulting services. This person has actually gone into researching the company itself, know what they want. If you come to the 3rd paragraph, you say, during my undergraduate program, I gained smattering experience from holiday work, so you can imagine that this person is mentioning where he has worked, the kind of things that he did. Okay. Along with my experience, I would like to mention that I have held leadership position while I was in school. In my 3rd year in school, I served as so. These are the things that you want to mention in the companies that you have actually worked. Okay. It is very, very important. And if you come to the last paragraph, you say, please attach a copy of my resume alongside the cover letter, which comprise details of my work and an educational background and whatsoever. And that's it. Okay. So these are the things that should be included when you are looking for a job, you must have to, you see a job, don't just dive into it and apply and that's it. No, you have to go on your quiet place, make sure you put everything in place and make sure that you are properly set before you start the application process. Your resume is in place, your cover letter is in place. You have to check for grammatical errors and everything and make sure that everything is in place, right? This is another sample of cover letter. I'm writing to express my interest in facility management. So your cover letter it shouldn't be more than a page. maximum 1 page, please. Do not extend your cover letter to be 2 pages or 3 pages. No one is going to, because the lifetime of people, of people trying to listen or read is less than 1 minute. What am I saying? Not even 1 minute, is even less than 30 seconds. Okay. So people want to grasp your attention within the first 15 seconds. The job search process, narrow your focus, consider the following. Number 1, career goals, your desired role. What do you desire? Is it a supervisory role, a management role? What kind of industry do you want to go into? What type of organization do you want to focus on? Like me, I focus on facilities management, right? This is my own type of organization. What kind of platform or source of job the source of your job posting, where do you want to be getting your job from? You need to know where you're getting them from. Who are your network? Are you networking with the right people, with the right minded individual, with people from your own type of industry? Are you, if you have a facility management and you are networking with people that are in sales or in real estate, you might not actually be like, you're going to prolong the numbers of days that you're going to be looking for a job, right? So it is very, very important that you narrow your search properly, okay? Next, online job search process. Make sure the content is appropriate, okay? Market your skills and experience. Follow key leaders with large impact. Personally, for me, I usually follow people that, I usually follow HR executive that I see on LinkedIn or any other job platform, or on YouTube or any kind of platform. I know that I'm going to get information from there. I follow companies, big companies that are interested me, that are into my field, that the field that I'm into. Those are the people that I follow. Okay, market your skill and experience. Follow key leaders with large impact, people that are making impact in your career, career-wise. Follow organization or companies that interest you. Don't just follow any other kind of organization. Wherever your path is, those are the areas that you need to follow. And be aware of your internet trade. It's very, very important. Why I say be aware of your internet trade, the things that you actually post online can actually tell. For example, LinkedIn. If you are going there to be posting negative things, that's not going to work, because at the end of the day, people are following you. They are looking at what you are posting. Nobody is going to like want to employ such person. So be very, very careful, whether you are on Facebook, whatever platform that you belong to. Make sure that the things that you are posting are bringing a positive vibe to the society. Okay, very, very important. Take note of that. Your LinkedIn profile. How many of us have a LinkedIn profile? Is your LinkedIn profile, is it well optimized? I can say that 3 of my jobs that I've worked, the 3 companies that I've worked so far, those jobs that I worked so far came from my LinkedIn profile. The first job, which I went for the first, I went for the interview itself. The second job is from my LinkedIn. They contacted me. I never sent my CV to them. The person just contacted me. And after the person contacted me, I spoke to the person and I checked I was looking at my phone notification, then I saw that somebody from EFS just checked your profile. No, he said EFS Facility Services just checked your profile. And the person just called me 10 minutes ago. And we spoke. That was how I joined that company. Same thing happened to the other company that I joined. The other company, I saw the advert on LinkedIn and I applied for it. And that was it. And the other one, where I am currently, it's also from LinkedIn. I'm going to share the message with you. I'm going to go into my LinkedIn page message and I'm going to show you the message, how it came on the month of March 2022. Okay. Okay. So it's very, very important. Your LinkedIn profile, market yourself and build your brand. Tell people your skills in details. That is LinkedIn. That is the power of LinkedIn. That is the power of LinkedIn. Okay. No significant space constraint like resume. Okay. Get recommendation from your co-workers. List your education in details. List your professional association. Everything that you are doing. Okay. Make sure you showcase your own uniqueness. It is very, very important. Make sure you showcase your own uniqueness. Very, very important. Okay. Moving forward, I believe you can hear me. So what is the stark reality? The best candidate on paper can lose a job to a less experienced candidate. based on what? Bad interview. And this is what I'm going to be teaching you, but not on this particular section, which is going to be starting from tomorrow. I'm going to be teaching you all of those things. That's why I said, if you are ready to take the next step, I'll be ready to guide you and coach you. So the best candidate on paper can lose a job to a less experienced candidate based on bad interview. Okay. Now, one thing I want to let you know is that you are the best candidate for a job, not because you are the smartest, but because you are well prepared. So the reason why a lot of us failed on the interview panel is because we are not prepared enough. But if you are prepared enough, definitely you're going to pass that interview. But the good news is that interviewing is a skill, and you can actually do what? You can actually learn it. When I have an interview, I normally, I just be walking around the room, or I sit down and be answering myself questions and be answering it at the same time, or face the mirror and be talking to yourself. Okay? So that is the good thing. It's a skill and you can learn it. And by the time you attend your first interview, your second interview, before you know it, you'll be able to crush any interview. Okay? Now, before the interview, there are some things that you need to put in mind. Research and planning. Prepare for potential questions. Plan your travel routine to the interview and research the company. So before you go, make sure that you actually plan for you've known the company that you want, the company that you are going to, you've researched their company, you've gone to their website, you've gotten some key takeaway from inside. Plan your travel journey. If the place of the interview is 30 minutes away, you should know that by 1 hour, 30 minutes, you should start your journey so that by 30 minutes before the interview, you are already there. So as at that time, you'll be able to be refreshed and relaxed so you don't go into the interview nervous. So you don't go into the interview panel nervous, right? So you need to plan your journey ahead on time, okay? Your CV, prepare to explain any problematic aspect of your CV. When I mean problematic, such as maybe there is a gap between your job. For example, you did not work in a particular year or 2 years. Prepare to answer such. Where was there a gap from here to here? You should have something to say. Don't just say you cannot say I get fired. If you say you get fired, what did you do? Probably you are not doing well. That is why you get fired. Have something positive to say. Okay? Contact your reference. If there should be a reference on your resume, contact them before time that you are going for a job interview or you are applying for a job interview, and you've used them as a reference so that they'll be able to speak on behalf of you. And I will advise you, if you are using a reference, please make sure that a reference should be that person who will speak highly of you, not that person that both of you are always fighting with in the office. That person will just tarnish your image and eventually call the person. The job role. Fully understand the role that you are applying for by studying the job description and doing extra research on what that role typically entails. Okay, so please, these are the things that you should have in mind when you are going for an interview. And lastly, prepare your own question. You must have questions to ask the interviewer. When at the end of the interviewer, the interviewer, they are going to ask you, do you have any question? And you said no. That is not good. Having question, you have at least maximum 3 questions that you're going to be asking them. What is the corporate work like in your company? What are the challenges that people in this particular role they are facing currently? What is the first thing that you want me to engage in the moment I start? These are questions. These are intelligent questions that you should be asking on the interview. When they ask you if you have a question, don't say no, I don't have a question. Or probably they ask you if you have a question, you said yes, and you start asking, what is the salary package? No, don't do that. If they do not ask you what is the salary, what is your salary expectation, don't bring anything about salary up. They will say this person is just, I've made that kind of mistake before in one company that is called, I've forgotten the name of the company in Abu Dhabi. They said if I ask a question, I say no, I say, but I have one question. Say yes, that is the question I asked. I didn't get that job. I did not get the job. So please, your questions should be smart and intelligent questions. Okay? Should be smart and intelligent. Common interview question that you will get. Tell me about yourself. That is the first question you're going to hear. Tell me about yourself. When they say tell me about yourself, they are not asking you to tell them about how you have 3, you have 5 in your family, your father married 1 wife, very beautiful. We have dog, we have what is it called? We did that. You know, those are not what they are. When they say tell me about, they are asking you to tell them about your career, the things that you have done, your achievement, quantifiable achievement, all of those things. That's what they are saying. How did you get to where you are today? The things that you actually put in place to get to where you are. These are the things that they're asking you to do. Another common question, what are your strengths? What is your weakness? Why should we hire you? Because you are experienced, because you have the qualifications, because you have done A, B, C, D within a short period of time. That is the reason why they should hire you. Why have you been unemployed for some time? You need to tell them reason. Okay? How long will you expect to work with us if you are hired? How long? You need to have you need to project. They want to see if this person actually have us in mind. Describe your teamwork style. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Okay? These are intelligent questions that we ask you that one needs to prepare for. Very, very, you need to be very, very set for this. In an interview, they will ask you, do you have any question? Your answer should be, yes, I have a question. And these are the questions that you should be asking. What does a typical work day look like for this job role? What is the greatest challenge that is a member of your team or members of your team facing right now? How would you describe the corporate culture? What do you look for in a member of your team? How long have you worked here? Like smart, intelligent questions that one should be asking. Okay? So please, after the training, if you are ready to work, we're going to put hands together and make sure that we work together and see that you succeed in the next 3 months, because that is one way I believe that I will be able to help out. Okay? Next. Telephone and video interview. Telephone and video interview. One has to be prepared at all times. For someone who is looking for a job, you really need to be prepared at all times. If you are an active job search, you are into active job search, that means that at every point in time, you should be prepared. The company where I was working in Dubai before I came, Jada Asset Management, I was sleeping in the morning. I remember that very morning, I was sleeping in the morning and my phone rang. At about 9 a.m., thereabout in the morning, my phone rang. As soon as the person called me, he said, I'm from so company, I just knew. The person started asking questions. We spoke for 11 minutes. He was asking me like straight to the interview direct. And while he was even interviewing me, as I was talking, my daughter woke up. So my daughter was crying. Despite what she was crying, I carried her. I was still answering the person's question. So one needs to be, to be ready at the interview. Because the person just asked me, are you ready to be interviewed? I said, yes. That is how you get your first job. So you need to be to be prepared at all times. Find a quiet place for the interviews possible. If you know that the place that you are is noisy, you are a public place, politely tell the person that you are in a noisy place, the person will know. Because once you start hearing noise at the background, he knows. Every normal human being, this person is in a noisy place. I might not be able to hear what this person is doing or is saying, sorry. Yeah? So politely ask the person if you can schedule the interview in an hour later or 2 hours later or in a particular time, or at this particular time, I will be in a place like this, right? So one needs to be you need to be very, very smart, think very fast. Find a quiet place for the interview, fully charge your phone or laptop if that is what you're going to be using for the interview. Okay? Have a strong internet access. It is very, very important that you have a very strong internet access during your interview. You can see what just happened just now during this meeting. My internet just went off for a second. So that can actually have a strong impact on your interview, either negative or positive. Keep your CV, application, and job description in clear view. Make sure that everything that you want to use is in a position that you've gone through it, you've revised it before the interview. Okay? Do not interrupt the interviewer. When the interviewer is interviewing you, do not interrupt the interviewer. Keep quiet and listen carefully. If, for example, you do not hear what the person says, you can ask the person to rephrase the question probably in a different format so that you can understand him and hear him properly. Give relatively short answers. I used to struggle on this before. I can explain. Probably you might even tell from this training that I'm explaining too much. So give a relatively short answers to every question, but those short answers should be relevant to the question. And during your interview, make sure you keep a very smile, as this will project a positive image and changes your tone of voice as well. Okay? Put up that face, a very nice smile on your face. And speak slowly and clearly. Don't rush the words. Don't shout. Okay? It's very, very important. And when you are going for the interview, make sure that you dress to impress. Every corporate organization wants to see their candidate looking good, smart, having a bright face. Okay? Now remember, the most successful candidates are those who can relay facts and success stories in a positive and enthusiastic way. I remember when I was working in the palace then, they asked me, can you tell us one of the challenges that you faced when you were working and how you were able to solve it? I brought out a real life scenario. So in your career, craft out a real life scenario, something that you've done in the past and how you were able to solve it. You bring it to the table, let them see this is what you should do. So make sure you have a story that you are going to tell, a 1 to 2 minute story that you will tell, that the interviewer, that will summarize everything that you've actually said so far. I remember when I was doing my video interview, when I was moving for this job, and I was doing the video interview, the pre-recorded interview, the time for each question was 30 seconds. First of all, I practiced with 2 minutes. So I was thinking maybe it's going to be 2 minutes per question. But when the re-interview started, it was 30 seconds. And guess what? What happened? The first question gone, I didn't say anything. The second question gone, I didn't say anything. The third question, I managed to say something. They were all 11 questions altogether. Now the last question that came was, do you have anything to say within 2 minutes? Goodness, I used 2 minutes to summarize everything that I was supposed to say from the beginning to the end. That was the deal breaker for me. So make sure that you have a success story to tell, because that success story can actually pave way for you. Okay? It's very, very important. Now, when it comes after that, the next thing you're going to be asked, what is your salary expectation? Right? When they ask what it's a very difficult question. You don't want to put yourself in a position whereby the salary expectation that you are going to be giving is too high for the company budget. You want to consider that. And at the same time, you don't want to bring yourself very low, because if your salary is very low, you're going to be when you're going to be working, you're not going to find joy working for this company, because you're going to overwork yourself. Okay. And at the end of the month, even before the month ends, you've already spent the money. So it's very, very important that you put yourself in a position. So first of all, the first thing you need to do, you need to research about the company. How much do you think that they are paying for that particular role, so that you'll be able to work you'll be able to tell them this is your salary. And you need to give a range. Don't just give a particular amount. Give a range. So let's say, for example, what you are looking forward to is 5,000, for example. They give a range that say 7,000 to 9,000. When you give that, at the end of the day, when they say it, and they will ask you, is it negotiable? Then you can tell them, yes, it's negotiable. And at the end of the day, they will negotiate it, and it will fall for that, your 5,000 that you actually had in mind, to 6,000. And with that, everybody smiles home, right? How to approach your salary negotiation. First, be confident. You need to research because it's a difficult question, so you need to research. Okay. Now, you need to be very, very calm and think of the whole package as well. What are the benefits that this company they are giving? What are the benefits? That is why you need to research about the company itself so that you know the benefits. Some people don't look at the benefit, they just go and pick up, the basic. And at the end of the day, they don't have good benefits. You're going to be spending money to be doing some extra things like transportation allowance, accommodation allowance, and all of them. You need to calculate the entire package. It's very, very important. Let's take, for example, a company you have two offers. One of the offers says 200K. The other one said 150K. 150K, 200K said total package, all inclusive. But the other one, 150, is telling you that I'm going to be paying you, you're going to be having accommodation allowance at a social amount. You're going to be having annual ticket at a social amount. You're going to be having transportation allowance. You're going to be having laundry allowance. You need to look at the total package. By the time you start putting all this package, all this extra money together, flight tickets for your vacation, for your family, visa expenses, by the time you put that together, you discover that it is more than the 200K that you are getting from the other one, right? So you need to be very, very smart when you are choosing your salary. Very, very smart. Mistake that you should avoid during salary negotiations is that if you are not prepared, it's going to affect you. Consider the economy or industry that you are going, or even the company that you are going into, because every company has their budget. Bluffing, you are not even sure about yourself. You are either here or there. At the end of the day, you said, okay, I accept. You are only seeing the salary and not the entire package. Try to avoid it. Okay? Not acting like the professional of your resume. They just give you anything and you said, okay, I am fine. You are a professional, so you should put yourself in a great position so that you don't get demoralized by the time you start the job. Very, very important. Now, the title of this seminar said how you can leverage your opportunities in Qatar. And some of the job platforms that you can actually start applying to job in Qatar is, one of them is called Qatar Living. LinkedIn is a very popular one. Indeed, Naukri.gov, Facebook, these are media platform, social media platform that you can actually leverage to land your next job. But in order to do this, there are techniques which are involved, which I'm going to be teaching. Not today, because we've already spent 1 hour already. Not today. And this training is going to take minimum of 30 days. Minimum of 4 days to at least have an introduction of it. Okay. And the next one, the fastest way to find a job through Google search. Wherever you are in the country, if you type jobs in Qatar on Google, it will show you companies that are employing. It will show you a job platform where you can start applying. Okay. It will bring jobs from LinkedIn to bring job for people once you type it on the Google. LinkedIn is another place where you can get job, like where you can get job placements. Companies' websites, if you know the names of the company, you can get job placement from there. Now, there is another app that I normally use. Over the numbers of years I have registered on LinkedIn, okay, I collect emails organically. I have over 100 emails that I collect organically. And these emails that I collect, if I needed to look for a job, what I need to do is to send one application to 100 emails. In 1 week, I'm going to be getting minimum 3 to 5 calls in a week. And I do that once in a while. Some of these companies that have called me, the reason why maybe I did not work with them, probably their salary package was low, or I'm still very, very much comfortable where I am. Sometimes I attend the interview just to check my interview skills again, just to be in front of an interviewer to check my confidence level. This is something we should all practice. You might not actually need the job, but you really need to be there just to check your confidence level when you're applying for a job. It is very, very important that you do that, right? Okay, so next. So in order for you to do that, I'm going to be sharing those 100 plus emails that I actually have. Because anytime I go to my emails, if I want to send and forward my resume, you know, most cases when you want to write an email, what you do is that you send an email to a particular person, right? And there is a point that said CC. When you CC, it means that you are notifying that person as well. And if you come down again, there is a place called BCC. That BCC is where I'm going to put all the 100 plus in. Now, everybody on that BCC are not going to see anyone that email is being sent to. They are only going to see themselves that the email has been sent to themselves. I just used only 10 minutes to send email to a quite a numbers of persons. So in 10 minutes, I have sent my CV to over 100 companies to review my CVs. I'm going to be showing you this, and I have some of this email. And apart from that, I have about 7 pages of companies with their website that you can take advantage on. And those companies, they are worldwide companies that you can go on their companies, connect to them on LinkedIn, or you can go through their email and send them your resume, provided you have the right resume and the right cover letter, and leverage those opportunities. They are worldwide companies that one can take advantage on, which have gathered all over the years. Okay, so what next? What are we going to be doing? Training and mentorship class that will be starting tomorrow. And this is for those persons who are ready. Okay, this is for those persons who are ready. We have how many people who are here on this call? Anyone which is ready, those are people that I will sit down, be here for the next 4 days to 6 weeks to mentor those persons to make sure that they land their next job in the next 90 days. And in order to do that, it is not going to be free, to be honest with you, okay? Because in order for me, because I need serious-minded individual. And in order to do this, usually this training will cost, $100, okay, and $150. So there are 2 sections. The first one, which I said is going to be, so the first one, which I said is going to be 5 days. This is just going to be an introduction to it. Okay, this is going to be an introduction to the entire process. I've explained it to you, but the thing is that you need the mentorship platform, okay, to guide you the kind of things that should be in your CV, how you'll be able to use the right keywords on your CV to draft a proper cover letter. There are a lot of cover letter elsewhere, to be honest with you, on the internet. If you go on Google and you type cover letter for sales, it's going to come up. But can you use that? No, you cannot use that. The reason because that cover letter that has been placed on internet, it is copyrighted. And when you send it to a recruiter on the recruiter website, the system, the applicant tracking system will detect that this cover letter was created from somewhere. So that is the risk of it. So if someone has been doing that, and in the last 1 year, said I've tried to apply for a job, I've not gotten it. These are the things that these people they are doing. But I'm going to be showing you tools, free tools that you don't need to break your head over it, like ChatGPT, Canva, and the rest of them, tools that you can use, that you can leverage, and other tools that you can use to check for piracy, to make sure that what you are sending, okay, to the company, that company website, the applicant tracking system will not be able to detect whatever is that, because you're going to make a lot of changes because you've already used automated tools to check for it. So we have 4 days training, which is the introduction part, okay? Fast learners will be able to grab that one within a couple of days, and they will go and develop on their skill, try to do on their own, which is okay. But if you say you want to need more time, so we have 6 weeks training, okay? So for the basic subscription, that one is 5,500 naira. 5,500 naira. And for the 6 weeks training, which is the premium subscription, goes for only 20K. Okay, because that I will be diving in, having you on this 6 weeks. I'm going to be taking you on every day, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So teaching you, you go on, I'll give you an assignment, you come, we'll review it together and make sure. And apart from that, I'm going to be assisting you with the job post on a daily basis that suits you as well. Before we leave, I'm going to play a voice note, okay, for someone who actually needed somebody to fill in a particular role in Dubai. And the person contacted me. I was looking for somebody. Okay, I think Ifeanyi wants to say something, but before that time, just give me a time. I will bring Ifeanyi on. I was looking for somebody to fill in for this role. I've called friends, like all of my friends, they are working currently, but I need somebody who needs a job, but I couldn't get the person. Then all of a sudden, at the nick of time, like the moment I was about telling this person that, hey, I don't have anyone to do it, all of a sudden, somebody just clicked on my head, and that was how I brought somebody. I just want to play this voice note so that you listen when this person requested me to get someone like I was the one that was supposed to even do the job for the person. So I'm going to play it for you. It's a voice note. It was my previous boss. So opportunity comes like this. I remember with my previous company, I have, you know, a lot of people have joined my previous company just referring them. To refer people is not a problem. I can refer a lot of people. The reason why I say I can refer a lot of people even to join my company, because at the end of the day, if the person passed the interview, I get paid for it. To be honest, it's a bonus for me. I'm going to play this voice note so you can just listen to it.
I'm really curious if you're available in the market for another role. So you remember what we used to do in community? Do you want to be involved in such a role again? So I'm basically working with Unbox, which is another co-working space. Very close by. This role will be in Barsha. So you will be basically community associate, or you'll be managing the reception for one floor, and you'll be reporting into me. Does that sound something like you want to do? If you are, please send me your CV, because I remembered you. We were talking about we need to hire someone, and I thought about you instantly. So what this company does is, I'll send you the website, check it out. They want someone who's presentable, really courteous, who talks properly and works very well. So I just immediately thought of you. If you're interested, let me know.
Hi, Lipika. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate that's very.
Okay, so that was my reply to the person, and I said I really appreciate the opportunity, but currently I have moved out of Dubai. So, and currently I'm working in Hamad International Airport, and I will not be considering. And immediately she said, help me to refer somebody. And as at this time, I was crazy looking for somebody. It took me like more than 6 hours to get somebody. The moment I sent someone there, person the CV, immediately called the person. As I was sending the person message that they might call you in the next 1 or 2 days, and they call the next 1 or 2 days, please be prepared to answer them. I never knew that while I was even sending her that message, they've called him already. I'm just going to, let me play that voice note that I sent to the guy. Let me see. Look, I think the guy sent me a voice note. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. He said,
Oh, that with due respect. Even before I read your message, I don't call you. I just spoke to her after. Yeah, she called me and said, okay, just how you doing? So I told her, like, okay, how are you? Like, she just want to see me. Like, she like to how I'm free tomorrow. So like, what's I'm like, okay, so we have conversation with her. Like, she wants me to meet her boss. So tomorrow, like, we can find it. So as in 12 minutes, okay, but she said, okay,
so I'm just going to pause that voice note there because we don't have much time. So this is it. So the opportunity that comes like this. So for everyone that want to work with me, will be getting this kind of, when this opportunity comes, because you are working with me, I don't need to crack my head. I don't need to think of who's going to be suitable because I have your resume and everything. I can equally just send your resume immediately. Sometimes I apply for you immediately, and I will tell you, I help you to apply for this job. Be watchful, be prepared. They might call you immediately. So before that, before I begin to give, before we move forward to give a breakdown of this, I think we said we have somebody. Ifeanyi said he has something to say, right? Ifeanyi, can you unmute?
Hello, everybody.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening. this is just to everybody that has attended this session. Just basically, I don't have too much to talk about. Just some kind of further guidelines that to what you have said. Firstly, I want to state that the WhatsApp message that was sent, that was shown on this session belongs to me. The back and forth between myself and Mr. Anthony. So this is not like a wash. This is legit. I own that back and forth, that WhatsApp message. So basically, I just want to tell you that everything Mr. Anthony has said here, 99% correct. If you follow these guidelines like I did, you will land a job in the shortest possible time. If you follow every guideline like I did, you will land a job in the shortest possible time. I will make sure to be here during every session and just chip in one or two things when we really get into the heat of things. But just basically, I'm wishing all of you quick job landing, and hopefully we see in future. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So actually, the thing is that I've actually known this guy for like quite since 2022, but we didn't get to like speak to each other. We're just communicating on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, that's where we started from. And before we knew it, even up to now, as I speak to you, I have not seen him face to face, to be honest with you. He can be here to testify. I've still not seen him. We're just communicating on LinkedIn. It was of recent when we started like very close. That was when we exchanged proper contact and we got to speak to each other when I was in the UAE a couple of months back. Anyway, so yeah, so basically, like I said, we have two sections. The one of the training section will be the 4 days training section, the other 6 week training. So both of them will start at the same time, and one we exit very early, and the other one we continue. That has to do with the mentorship, the guidance, the process of answering questions, how to position yourself. So there is a lot to learn in 6 weeks. And the first 4 days is an introductory section. If the introductory section is okay with you, it's fine. No problem about that. You can go for that one. Then if you still think that you need some more knowledge, you can upgrade to the premium subscription. Okay. So yeah, so basically that's so like I said, co-host, you can please put the subscription for the premium section, for the premium and the basic. Like the basic, it is only $3.6 only. Okay, it is only $3.69, $3.69, which is 5,500 naira. That one is, these days, if you go to restaurants in Nigeria or any other place, 5,500 naira is not even enough for you to eat. When I went to Nigeria last time, just for me alone, I will spend like 12K just on the food that I can actually cook in my room, you know. Okay, so basically, yeah, if you are going for the premium one, the premium subscription is, that one goes for $13.43, which is 20K. Okay, if you want to go for that, you can go for that as well. So admin, our co-host, you can please put that in the comment section. You can actually, you know, go to any one of them. Okay, so you have one, the basic subscription is there and the premium subscription is there. If you want to try the basic one first, you can try the basic one. When you see that the knowledge that you've gotten, you still need more knowledge, you can decide to go for, because the first one is just the basic. Okay, it's going to be impactful, but in order for you to actually secure my time when it comes to the mentoring, because that is where the mentoring comes. Okay, because the first one you're going to be getting your CV or whatsoever. So when it goes to the part of the mentoring and the daily job updates you're going to be getting for you to be applying and what you need to do, then you have to go for the